Good morning, good evening, or good night, whatever time of the day you are watching this. Hope you are well, and welcome to your latest Forest news on Monday, the 1st of August. Guys, we have a lot to talk about, and we're going to start with the big one, Morgan Gibbs White. I'm going to tell you where we are and why it's looking more promising than it was yesterday. Following that, we've got 3 new transfer links into Forest, and of course, don't forget, guys, we are 5 days away from the big match between Nottingham Forest and Newcastle United at St James's Park, and we will have the watch along for you live on here on Saturday, so make sure you don't miss that. Before we get into it, as always, guys, you know the drill. Give the video a quick like, subscribe if you're new here, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single piece of Forest news. With all that said, there's only one place we can start today, and that's MGW. Guys, I've been sitting on this for a couple of days. I've been trying not to put anything in here that isn't founded, but in essence, basically what the story is that Forest were going to work on Morgan Gibbs White as soon as the Mangala deal has finished. So now that we've officially announced Mangala, the next target for Forest to sign is potentially, or the big project should we say, is going to be Morgan Gibbs White. Now this is going to have to be done in a domino effect manner, and it's going to involve a lot of cards falling at the right time, at the right place. Now the first card that needs to fall is obviously that he wants to join Forest, and that is a yes. He wants to work with Steve Cooper. They've been together in the England under-21s. He's done a stint with Swansea under loan with Steve Cooper. So the relationship is there, and there's absolutely no issues with him coming to join Forest on a personal basis or as part of the new Forest project. The sticking bit, of course, is Wolves. Now, Wolves want 30 million for him, which we all agree is overinflated. At this stage, pay the 30 mil for all I care. I just want to see him in the red. But what's really interesting is Wolves are under real pressure at the moment to bolster their squad. And to do that, and their main target that they want to get is Matheus Nunes. Matheus Nunes is a quality midfielder who would probably work very well with Ruben Neves in midfield and would excite the Wolves fans, and has excited the Wolves fans with the links they've had. But he comes at a cost. And Wolves aren't like Forest, they are cash strapped. And for that to happen, they would need to sell an asset. Now, the best asset they've got with interest in him is obviously MGW. Now, add to that I've already told you that Forest are very interested in him. On top of that, there's 2 other main clubs that are pushing for him as well. One being Crystal Palace and one being Everton. Now, Crystal Palace are looking like they are pulling out of him because they are chasing a different target. They're now going after Ruben Loftus-Buttcheeks. So that declares to me that Palace are out. That only leaves Everton, who as well are cash strapped. They're after Dendoncker now from Wolves instead. I don't know why, because Morgan Gibbs White is way better. But that again is paving the way for this deal to happen for Forest. So there's a lot of dominoes that need to fall in place. There are reports out in the paper. Okay, it was the Daily Mail, not the strongest of sources, but 1 or 2 other places are now reporting it as well. I'm feeling more confident about this one. I don't want to get ahead of myself or get you guys ahead of yourselves on it. But it is the player we need in the position that we do need bolstering. And the versatility that comes with Morgan Gibbs White. You just can't put a price tag on it. He can play as cam, he can play in the midfield, he can even play up front. He will cover those positions that we feel need strengthening all in one neat little package. So, that's the update on him. I'm very much more confident on the potential of this happening. Whether or not it reaches 30 million, I'd be surprised. I think this is the kind of thing where it's still going to be played hardball by Wolves, but there is a deal to be made, especially if the Matheus Nunes link gets a lot stronger. So keep an eye on the Nunes link and just double check once that happens, or if the link gets stronger, this becomes more of an option for Forest. So let me know your thoughts below on all of that. Hope it all makes sense, but as you can understand, and this is why this deal hasn't been done at the start of the window, there's a lot of complications behind it. We've been pretty fast in the business we've done, but this one's going to take still a bit of time. Let's move on to the new transfer link. So guys, let's talk about Eric Ebimbe, 21, real hot shot from PSG. He's very good in midfield and he's an up-and-coming star. He's only made a few appearances for PSG and he's got 1 year left on his contract. There's been previous interest in him from the likes of Man U and Arsenal, and currently they're looking to sell him for somewhere in the region of between about 5 and 8 million euros. So he's not going to come at a massive cost. Obviously, there comes with a risk with him being an unproven young talent. But from all the scouting and all the reports I've seen, he looks like a player where we could see potentially, as always, Cooper developing him into one hell of a talent. So guys, this guy is actually not first choice Forest, so to speak. Stuttgart are in the lead for him currently. However, the thought of Premier League football does entice him, and at the moment Forest are the only major club that are linked with him from the Premier League. The previous links with Arsenal and Man United were more so in the January transfer window last year. So really it's going to have to be a case of, if we do go for him, convincing him to come to the Premier League over joining the Bundesliga with Stuttgart. I think that is something we can do. I don't think the fee is going to be much of an issue either. Like I said, it's quite a low fee for what we are getting, but it's not Forest in the front running now. What I'm hearing is that there's been some form of agreement on the transfer fee between Stuttgart and PSG. So they're slightly ahead of us. We're coming into the race a little later than them. But let me know, would you like to see him joining Forest? Potentially going to be one for the future, but is going to be an excellent player. Guys, let's talk about Omar Marmoush. This guy is really, really highly rated by no other than his fellow countryman, Mohamed Salah. So this guy, currently he's contracted to Wolfsburg, but he's been on loan at Stuttgart for 1 year. He's now back with 1 year left on his contract. However, there is huge competition on him from the likes of Arsenal and Spurs, and Brentford apparently are all in the race looking at this guy as Forest enter the fold. He is going to come at a cost, and he would break our current transfer fee because they are looking for somewhere in the region of 20 to 25 million pounds. Forest do need to bolster their striking attack. We've not really got anyone outside of Sam Sturridge as our reserve, so we would need to look at this guy who could potentially push for first team football with the reputation he's coming with. However, I think it's quite a costly transfer to do, and I would probably lean more towards Dennis if we were going to spend that kind of money, just because Dennis has had a season in the Premier League with a shitty club like Watford and still was able to shine a bit. So I would lean that way. But let me know which way you guys would lean. Would it be Dennis or would it be Omar? Let me know in the comments below. And then last on the new transfer links for you today, guys, is Josh Bowler, who obviously Forest were very close to signing in the January window just gone in the previous season. It got a bit kind of mystical really as to why he didn't join. Some say he changed his mind in the last second, others saying it was Blackpool who put a veto on the transfer going through. But the link is back on, and he is going to cost somewhere between about 2 and 5 million. He's a good player. He's not proven in Premier League. He didn't have a massive return for Blackpool. I think he scored like 3 goals and got 5 assists. So for me, he is just a squad player, but we do need these kind of squad players. So I'm not opposed to this one, just to bolster the team up a little, because we do need a bit of bulk in the squad and players who maybe can come on and have an impact, especially in that midfield area as well. But I think if we want him, he's an easy run. He'll come to Forest for a couple of mil. Let me know your thoughts on him below. Finally from me, guys, let's talk about Newcastle. We have a lot of videos coming up this week, so we will be showing you their new signings, how they're going to line up, how they're going to play, their attacking style, their defending style, their strengths, their weaknesses, how I think Forest are going to line up against them. Also, we're going to have some Prem predictions in terms of the scorelines, not just for the Forest-Newcastle match, but for the whole Premier League fixture list this weekend, as well as a Sunday or Monday review on all the fixtures as well, with call-in shows as well, inviting you on, because at the end of the day, this channel is for you guys and to get your opinions on here, and I'm really looking forward to doing those. So make sure, if you are new here, to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like as well, turn those notifications on so you don't miss a single upload, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on all these links and all these transfers, and we will see you maybe this evening for a little taster on some Newcastle stuff, so that you guys can get in the mood as we build up to the huge game. Come on, you Reds.